What's going on, traders? Today's number 36 of the $1,000 account challenge, and we're up $4 in the account today. I know, pathetic, right? Wrong. No, it's not pathetic because we are still above our weekly goal of $25. We added on to the profits today, and we saved face on a green day. Let me break down the trades that we took. New account balance, by the way, $1,421.27. So I took 3 trades. One of them being a washout trade. PLTR is the first one. Post-earnings trade idea was looking for a short below the pre-market lows at 111.5, which we do get. I'm going to move this to the 1-minute time frame. We do get that move here, the breakdown, and then I said, okay, well, we're not going to chase the move, right? Let's wait for the rally. Where does it make sense for this rally to reject? Understanding that this was your prior intraday low of day, it should act as new resistance here, and that's why we took the short entry right there. Then I noticed that this started to shape up into a pattern known as a bear pennant. Now, what happened here was I had to go out of the money on my contract selection. So when I took the entry here, where those contracts were trading at the low of day prior was like 30% higher. When we got the move after my entry from here down to the low of day, I was not up 30%. I was still actually at break even. And then I was down on this trade when it rallied back up to my same exact entry point. So it started to freak me out because I just wasn't getting the movement on the premium of the contracts that I chose that I wanted to get. So when we were offered the move into the low of day and I was offered profit on this trade, I just said, you know what? I got to go ahead and take the profit. I knew, I was telling the team live, I said, if this support breaks, because this is a bear pennant pattern, if this support breaks, this thing is really going to sell off. And I knew that in the back of my mind, and I probably should have held through for the move down lower because that would have given me much more profit on the day. But because I was so sketched out from the movement of the contracts from earlier, I just went ahead and made the decision to take the profit while it was offered because I'm already green on the week. I just wanted to add to what I had. So that was that. I made about $14 on this trade. Then I flipped over to NVIDIA. We had a short idea on NVIDIA below $111. This is a gap fill trade idea. We get the break of the opening uptrend trend line here. The stock starts to sell off into the low of day. We don't chase the move down. We wait for the rally. Then I drew an uptrend trend line here. This is where I fell short. This is where I messed up. Because when you draw these uptrend trend lines, you're supposed to connect the low of the move to the first dip, and then the uptrend trend line will look like that. I drew my trend line way too tight. So instead of my trend line looking like this, my trend line looked like that. I went short on what I thought was the break of the uptrend trend line here. I was looking for the move into the low of day. We just didn't get it. This immediately reversed, and immediately I cut the trade. Took about, I think, like an $8 loss on this one here. Then I said, you know what? Let's wait and see what this is going to do. The rally from the low of day all the way up to the high of day where you've got multiple points of rejection. I made the decision to go short there looking for a rejection. I just wanted to scalp this on a move back down. We didn't get it. I was red on the trade right away, and I said, oh, no, this is not good. And when it pulled back and offered me an exit at break even, I went ahead and took that exit. So this one was a washout trade, but that gives me, after commissions, about a $4 gain on the day. So one decision on PLTR really screwed me, and what that decision was to select those out-of-money contracts that just didn't give me the price action that I wanted. Had I selected contracts at the money, it was likely that I probably would have been up enough to take profit here. Then I could have re-entered there and then sold here again. That would have been double the profit. Or it's likely that if I selected those contracts at the money, even if I wasn't up enough to take the profits here, I don't think that I would have been sketched out on the move up there, and I probably could have held through for the larger move there. But because I did what I did, I got sketched out of this position and closed the position a little too early, which yielded a much smaller profit than what I actually wanted to take. And then the second decision to make a move on NVIDIA a little too early, to be quite honest, cost me as well. That cut into those profits. So after commissions, yeah, we're just up $4 on the day. I know, it's not impressive. But like I said, I'm not too concerned about it because I said I was going to give you the truth with this account challenge. The good, the bad, and the ugly. And to be quite honest with you, the truth is I hit my weekly goal yesterday, and even with a $4 gain today, I'm still just adding to those profits. So it's not that big of a deal. Yes, there were mistakes made today. Yes, I probably could have made some more money. However, given that PLTR was the only stock that was a winner from my watch list today, I'm not overly concerned about trying to have a huge green day. The price action just wasn't that favorable, and I did what I could do to save face on having a green day today. So I will walk with that and be content. Don't let anybody try to tell you that your gains are minimal. Like I said, it's a $4 gain today, but guess what? I'm not worried about the day-to-day gains and losses. I'm worried about the overall growth of the account. And after 36 days, to be up nearly 50% in this account since the start of the challenge is nothing to be ashamed of. What I'm proving to you is that these small gains add up over time. And if you'd like to learn how I do it, I encourage you, come trade with me. Join the $1,000 account challenge. You can start at any time with any amount. What's important is that you get in here and you start learning this stuff. The link to join is going to be in the description of this video. Sign up to the WAP. That's going to give you access to the Discord server, which is going to give you access to the $1,000 account challenge, which will soon be a $5,000 account challenge. Thank you for your time. I hope the videos helped, and I will see you tomorrow on the inside when we continue the challenge for day number 37. Cheers.